Simple moving averages are easy to understand and will help you make money in the stock market if you use them correctly. So in today's video, I'm going to showcase the power of this indicator by going over a few of my proven statistic strategies and how I make use of simple moving averages within them. And then we will also even build a few scanners together to find stocks aligning with our simple moving average strategies. By the end of this video, you will understand how to utilize this indicator to help you make money completely. First, let's discuss the calculations behind this indicator. The simple moving average is the average closing price over the last X number of bars. So right now on this chart, I have on a 200 length simple moving average. On this day, that value is 217.47. That means that the average closing price over the last 200 bars into that day was 217.47. It's a very simple indicator to understand. A lot of beginner traders use it, and I believe the issue with this indicator and beginner traders is that they tend to get stuck in the visual. They have this now nice line plotted on their chart. They want it to act as support and resistance. So they assume that the stock should be reacting either positively or negatively to this line. Whereas you can see, this is the Tesla daily chart. It really doesn't. The price doesn't really react to this line, and it shouldn't be expected to. Remember, the calculation is just the average closing price over a selected number of bars. Why would a chart react randomly to the average closing price? It doesn't. That's not the point of this indicator. That's not what it should be used for. Rather than using the simple moving average indicator as support and resistance, we make use of it as trend and direction. Here on the SQ daily chart, when above this 200 simple moving average, we are in strong trend in the upward direction. Once we break below that, we are now in downtrend with weak direction. I'll showcase this by covering our first strategy, making use of this indicator that we're going to go over today, my reversal strategy. When theorizing this strategy, I wanted to buy dips on strong stocks. And just like anything else, when building a trading system, you have to be able to objectify those ideas. Those ideas must be given values so that you know exactly where you should be entering and exiting, so that you can create, test, and optimize a trade system. So, as just forementioned, whenever I want strong stocks or want weak stocks, I use the simple moving average. I really like to utilize the 200 length simple moving average. Now, there are times where I'll go down to shorter length moving averages, and we'll talk on that later in the video. But for daily chart, strong or weak, uptrend or downtrend, I really like the 200 length SMA. That's the one that's been on the chart this whole video so far. That's the one I utilize in this strategy. The strategy, once again, buys weakness on strong stocks. So strong above the 200 SMA, current weakness defined by the RSI. So when the RSI breaks below 40 and we're above the 200 simple moving average, we buy. If the RSI breaks below 40, but we are not above the 200 simple moving average, this is no longer classified as a longer term strong stock, so the strategy does not buy. This is how we avoid buying dips on weak stocks, how we avoid catching that falling knife, and you get a very nice visual representation of that with the strategy running on this chart here. Now, you'll often see charts with multiple moving averages on them, and traders utilizing those moving average crossovers to signify uptrend and downtrend rather than simply price closing above or below. I have a strategy built for this as well. So now you have the 200 length simple moving average, which is now represented by this pink salmon colored line, and the 50 length simple moving average. We, of course, enter when that faster length crosses above the slower length. That is now how we are identifying uptrend, and we sell when that faster length crosses below that slower length. Hey, we are now in downtrend. Let's get out of this thing. Let's not hold on to it anymore. Let's not look for any more entrances until we get that next cross back up. Now, I've got more value to bring to you today in this video, but I just want to mention quickly, if you're interested in any of the strategies or custom indicators or scanners we're about to go over in this video, they are all available on my website, daytradingstrategies.net, where you can access all of them for one low price. Link in the description down below. Go check it out. I just want to showcase as well on this chart and with this same strategy running that you, of course, can switch time frames. Your simple moving averages will adjust accordingly. This is still the average closing price over the last 200 bars and over the last 50 bars. Now it's just each bar represents 5 minutes rather than a day. Also, this strategy that I have custom created, I can tell it that, hey, we are now day trading. This is so it knows to get out at close of day if still in. And now we can run this same simple moving average crossover strategy on an intraday 5-minute chart. So we've now gone over a handful of ways that you can make use of the simple moving average study within your trade systems. Now, no trade system is complete without the correct scanners. How are you supposed to enter your strategies if you don't know what stocks are aligning with them that day? So let's go over a few different study filters that you can build within your brokerage to return you these types of trades. First off, I've got a few stock filters that I always have on my scans just to keep a lot of the riffraff out. I only want to see stocks trading greater than a penny, and the stocks must have an existing market cap and volume. Just keeps a lot of the NA crap off of my scan. So those will always be there. Now, let's hop down to the meat and potatoes and talk about this study filter. I've already got one turned on right now that we created around that reversal strategy we spoke on earlier. Is the current bar low greater than the 200 length simple moving average and the RSI less than 40? We are running this on the daily aggregation. So as we run this scan, we should see a list return to us of macro strong stocks, stocks that are strong over a longer time period, but currently on a dip, potentially providing entrance opportunities. I yapped long enough that the results would pop up. So if we hop over and we take a look at Tesla, this stock strong, currently on a dip. So now let's add a new study filter that will look for that moving average crossover trading element that we spoke to. So into our ThinkScript editor, we are going to type in the simple moving average function, set the first length parameter equal to 50. Then we are going to use the operator crosses above. This is a very important operator to use because now, rather than just using greater than, which would show you any stocks where the 50 SMA is, of course, above the 200 SMA, if you're building a scanner in which you want to trade this strategy, you want to enter stocks that this happens on, you only want to see stocks on the scan that it's happening today on, right? And that's what that crosses above operator will do. So our first stock here, LTBR, I have already turned on our 50 SMA now as this cyan colored line. The 200 is now this pink salmon colored line. This is a bit of an extreme example. The stock is going insane, but it is getting that 50 crossing above 200 SMA today. The next stock on the scanner, if we can find one, a little bit less of an insane example. Sure, LUV, Southwest Airlines, also been strong enough over the last quarter or so that if this is how you're going to use simple moving averages to define strength, you would say LUV is entering strength or uptrend right now today. Now let's come full circle on all of our strategy examples. We also talked about using this simple moving average crossover strategy on an intraday chart. To change your aggregation on your scan or on your study filter specifically, simply click on this D here, which represents daily. Right now, we are looking at daily 50 and 200 SMAs. If I kick this down to the 5-minute and hit scan, we should now be returned stocks that the 50 SMA is crossing above the 200 on the 5-minute chart. So SMCI, if I come into this quickly, look at the 5-minute, we are in fact not getting a crossover on that one. Have no idea what that is all about. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Wait. I included extended hours. I don't have extended hours turned on. If I turn on my extended hours, now we are getting the 50 crossing above the 200. That's very important. You either want to include or not include extended hours depending on how you do your charting, because of course these extended hours bars will change your calculation. So yes, we are in fact getting the 5-minute SMCI cross if I have my extended hours trading showing, which is what we're running on our scanner. In wrapping up here, this is 7 minutes after I made my previous clip. You can even see now how SMCI is continuing to rip after its crossover. So nice little live example there. Hit like if you learned something, subscribe if you would like to learn more, and make sure you once again check out my website, daytradingstrategies.net, if you're interested in easily importing any moving average crossover strategies, any of the custom indicators, any of the scanners, or over 70 other codes. Link in the description down below. Sign up and become a better trader today. With all that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one.